Often I've been asked how I manage. This knee has no cartilage at all. This one has virtually none at all. Some of the things I've been through, the body really shouldn't work. This thumb was smashed to pieces on a motorbike accident and was down here. Thanks to Qigong, I can do this again and I can use this. I haven't got anything in there to make it work. I could have lost the thumb very easily. So people say to me, well, how do you do that? You do that because you overcome it with your mind. And that is the key to overcoming all obstacles. And it's the beginning that is the hardest. It's that fear when you first start. I knew when I started with this that because at the time it didn't work and they said I never would get any real movement or motion in it. But I knew Qigong would do it for me if I could stick with it. So when I moved it across here, hurt like hell. And for the first month, I was getting this sort of movement, and then this sort of movement, and then this sort of movement. And now I can get right across to the other side of the palm, same as I can with my other thumb. That was Qigong. Every little bit of this hurt. But every time it hurt, instead of looking at the hurt, I looked at the gain. I watched it. I focused on what I was gaining, not what I was losing, not what I was feeling. Okay, so it's the same with this knee. No one was more surprised than me when they scanned it and said, you've got no cartilage. All I knew that this knee had hurt like hell for years. And when they scanned it, I found out why. But did it stop me doing something? No, it didn't. When I needed to go, I went. And I went little by little by little. You find out what you can do and you do that. And each day you take whatever it is you can do and move it a little bit further. And every single time you move it a little bit further, it goes a bit further. The next day you're going from this to this to this to this until eventually you've got the whole movement. And that will be limited by whatever's there.
As I understand it, this is your teaching from your Qigong teacher or the Qigong master.
Yes, it was.
Can you tell us about him?
I can tell you about him. He's a perfect example. He was arrested by the Red Guard in China, and they systematically smashed every single bone in his body and left him for dead. He couldn't use any of his skeleton at all. His family kept him rigid for months. And he took every single day, he would run through his Qigong in his mind. And he would remember what his body could do. And every single day he would look for any movement he could produce in his own body and accept that as where he was at. That's where he was on his journey. And every time he did that, it became 1 toe, 2 toes, 3 toes, 4 toes, 5 toes, a foot, an ankle, a leg. And every little bit he built himself with his mind. He shouldn't be able to walk. He shouldn't be alive, never mind anything else. He was supposed to be dead. They left him for dead. When I met him, I would watch him, and could he walk properly? No, he couldn't walk properly. He hobbled and he twitched and he was very awkward. He couldn't sit properly. He did none of the normal movements that I could do. Did it stop him teaching me Qigong? Not for one instant did it stop him teaching me. Every single movement I made, he was on it like a flash. No, 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 this, 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 this. And every single one of them, he was right. He couldn't do it himself, but he could teach other people how to do it. And through that, his Qigong lived on. He was still a Qigong master. He was still performing Qigong. And his Qigong and his Qigong spirit lived on. I'm forever grateful to him because he taught me a huge amount about what you can do with your mind when this is mashed up.